Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and I'm here today to do a haul for you all. So this is from sort of August, September. I really tried not to buy too many things over the last 2 months, in knowing that October is my birthday and that I have a romance book event that I'm going to, that I've already pre-ordered quite a few books from. So I was trying to be good and not really buy too many. Most of these are secondhand from little free libraries, but I wanted to start up with the 3 that I got new. So let's start with those ones. First up, I have The Last Man by Mary Shelley. This is actually one that I am studying in class. I managed to find this one for $8, brand new, just because this is a Wordsworth Classic edition and they're cheaper. I also love Mary Shelley. Frankenstein is one of my favorite books of all time, so I'm hoping I will enjoy this one when we read it, which is in like 2 weeks now. But I'm excited for it, even though, yeah, I mean, it was $8, but this is a horrendous cover. I hate feet, and I hate that this is the cover, but moving on. Next, I have Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon, which is the 3rd book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So I bought this one back in August once I had read books 1 and 2, and I've already read this one and I really enjoyed it. I read the first one as part of a vlog I did reading through my Kindle Unlimited books. So I'd read this one before I could talk about the fact that I'd read that one, but I really enjoyed this. And then finally, for the new ones, we have a bit of a weird situation here. This is The Warrior Midwife by E.P. Barley, which is, I don't know if you can guess, if you're aware of them, if you've watched some of my unboxings in the past, but this is a Fable Crate book. So it's gorgeous. It has these blue and red things, and it has this gorgeous like printed cover with like that reverse pattern underneath. And yeah, so the thing is with this one is that this was the July book for Fable Crate. I had cancelled my order in June, as in before the June one. So after the June one had been processed, but long before this one was. This was their last box, and somehow I managed to get it. It just appeared. Yeah, I had filmed an unboxing because I wasn't really sure when this showed up what it was. But the footage cut out halfway through, and then you can't really do an unboxing more than once. So yes, there wasn't really anything particularly special in there that I wanted to talk about anyway, but this was the book. Okay, and now, as I mentioned, the rest of these are all secondhand. I want to start with 2 that I did actually buy. So starting up, I have, let's show this one first. This is No Limits by Ellie Marnie, which I managed to find in an op shop for like $2. It's in perfect condition. It's actually even like signed to someone named Lauren. So this is a spin-off to the Every series by Ellie Marnie, which is one of my favorites. I made the Last to Read book club read it, and yes, I was very excited to see this there because I've kind of been putting it off. It is one that Ellie Marnie indie published, so it's a little more expensive because of that, and a little harder to get your hands on, but I mean, I couldn't turn it down for $2 at an op shop. So very exciting, and I can't wait to read this one. And then the other one that I bought is this one here, which is more Sulan I'm not sure. Nile? I'm not sure what it is in French, but this is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie in French. So my partner and I have decided that we want to learn French together. I did French all the way through high school. So I think it ended up being, how many years are you in high school in Victoria? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 years. And I started lessons a year before, so I did about 7 years of French. But it has also been like 8 years since I spoke any of it, and since I like finished high school, so I don't really, I probably remember more than I think. But I thought it would be a good idea to pick up some things. I remember we were always told to like listen to the French news or watch movies with French dub and English subtitles and things like that, just to get used to hearing the language. And another suggestion back then was to read your favorite books in French. So Death on the Nile is one of my favorite Agatha Christie's, and I saw this over the weekend, and yes, I just thought I would grab it, and I will sort of have a look through it and possibly read it sort of alongside the original. And yeah, just I think it'll be kind of fun, actually. I'm looking forward to it. And then the rest of these, like I said, were from little free libraries. So basically my partner and I decided that we would drive around to a bunch of little free libraries a few weekends ago, sort of pick a few on the map and go to them. I think we ended up going to 9 or 10 of them, because a couple were like a street apart. So we did a few, and yeah, I was kind of inspired to do this by my friend Tuesdae from the Crafty Cottage. We've been talking about, she'd done this a few weeks or maybe even months ago, and had done a video about it that is still due to come out. And I was like, oh, that sounds really fun, but I don't really want to film it. I just want to kind of do it and then show afterwards. So that is what I have done. And I have these. So let's start. First up, we have some non-fiction. Usually I would separate these, but since it's all from a little free library, I thought I'd keep them together today. So this is Something That May Shock and Discredit You by Daniel Mallory Ortberg. So I've seen this one around quite a few times, and I've always been kind of interested by the title, but for whatever reason I always thought it was a novel, and I always thought like, oh, it's probably a novel about like a cis-het white man being boring, because that's just kind of what the cover gives me. But this is actually a collection of essays, memoir sort of thing. It says a New York Times best-selling feminist author's sparkling memoir of gender transition, among many other things. So it says it's a personal essay collection exploring popular culture, literature, religion, and sexuality. So that seemed definitely more up my alley, and I'm excited to give it a go. One that I've been avoiding buying forever because of the sheer size of it is Victoria, The Queen by Julia Bard, which is a absolutely humongous biography of Queen Victoria. I really know very little about Queen Victoria. I have watched a little bit of the show, and yeah, so I know a little, but I don't know how historically accurate that is. But yes, I've wanted this for a while. Julia Bard is an Australian author as well. And this is really cool because I think you can kind of see it when I tilt it this way. This is all matte, and then it has a like glossy V there. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it is a chunky book, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And then the rest, nope, there's one more non-fiction, which is this one here, The History of Western Art by Erwin O. Christensen. This says from prehistoric to modern times with special emphasis on art up to the Renaissance. Said it so many times. I'm an art history major. Whenever I see a book about art history, I'm like, I have to get it. I have to. So that's what happened with this one. And then these last four are all fiction. So starting off, I have these two here by Maggie O'Farrell. This is After You'd Gone, and this is Instructions for a Heatwave. Yeah, I saw these and I thought to myself, Maggie O'Farrell is having a bit of a moment right now with the release of her new book, and lots of people loved Hamnet. I tried Hamnet and not really enjoyed it, but I think I'd like to give it another go. And I saw these, obviously they're free, and I thought that would be a good way to try Maggie O'Farrell and see if I do like her writing and see if she's someone I could be interested in, because I know that both Hamnet and her new book, which I'm also interested in, have very long holds at the library, and I don't think I want to purchase them yet. So this seemed like a good way to give her a go. Next, was very excited to see You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwe Zemi, I think. This one is obviously quite new, and it's been doing its rounds a little bit in the book community. I wasn't sure that I wanted to buy it because I've tried some things from Izemi before, and I just didn't really gel with those. But this seems like it's a little bit more on the romance side. It might be just sort of like literary fiction with a romance. I'm not sure it's like romance, but that seems a little bit more in my comfort zone. So I thought it would be a good idea to try this, and then if I like that, go on and read some of Izemi's other work. So I thought this would be like a good gateway. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm willing to give it a go. And then finally, I was so excited to see One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one is quite beat up, but like I couldn't turn down a free Taylor Jenkins Reid book. Even though I have two on my shelves already that I haven't read, I needed to get this one. So yeah, I mean, if I enjoy it, maybe later on down the track I'd replace it. I don't know. I don't really care if my books are in pristine condition as long as they're readable. So maybe I would just keep this one. But I'm very excited for it, and probably will be a little while until I read it because I'd like to read those other two first. Still very excited to see this in there. So that is it. That is the little haul. I don't have anything else really to add here, so I'm just going to end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.